Did he try to like what? Put the pads on and
Did he put pads on?
Come to your pro day.
He put pads on.
And went one-on-one
He did not
versus you.
put pads on.
He actually had.
Yeah.
So he had. So
Shells.
we had a private, like the little workout.
How often do y'all laugh like crazy at stuff Vrabel does? Because that son of a gun is one of the funnier guys out there. I mean, he has an edge to him. He's always had an edge.
He's the boss, though.
He's the boss, but there have to be times where he says something. I don't know, something.
Yeah, he'll say some stuff and everybody will laugh. And then he'll say some stuff where it'll be crickets and he'll be like, guys, that was a joke. And then nobody will laugh, but it kind of just varies back and forth. But he does say some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've said this before, but literally this is one of my favorite Vrabel moments of all time. Vrabel's in my hometown for a charity event for the foundation early on, like 2003, 2004. And Vrabel listens to my mayor say some proclamation about making it Matt Light Day in my little, podunk hometown, right? And when he does that, he messes up the word matriculate, like horribly. Like he's clearly reading a proclamation that he didn't write. And when he says it, he stumbles over it like 4 or 5 times and then finally gets through it. Well, an hour, 2 hours later, we're doing the auction and it's a stag night. So it's all guys in this VFW hall, small town USA. And the guy who is our auctioneer is trying to sell this item. And Vrabel gets up and I'm like, oh shoot, this is going to be something. Grabs the mic from this dude and he's like, hey, listen, if y'all don't start spending some real money, that's what we're here for. If y'all don't start spending some real money, I'm going to get the mayor up here and I'm going to pay him $10,000 if he can spell matriculate. And I remember falling out of my chair and I'm just thinking, this is awkward. This is uncomfortable. That's my guy though. It was great.
Well, do you think you'll eat shit for doing this interview and telling the world that Vrabel's half of his jokes suck? But you got Light to back you up. Like you can be like, yo, I was like Matt Light. That's not going to help. Why not? Aren't you like good friends with Vrabel?
Well, I mean,
you have said he's an asshole like 20 times since he's been the head coach. But a beautiful asshole.
Right. Yeah. He's our
jerk.
Yeah.
But what do you think? You think he's going to come at you for this?
Yeah, he definitely will.
Yeah.
But it's just part of it.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah, it's just part of it. I'll be prepared for it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you already whooped his ass in the pre-draft process, didn't you? Can you explain what happened? Did he try to like what? Put the pads on and
Did he put pads on?
Come to your pro day.
He put pads on.
And went one-on-one
He did not
versus you.
put pads on.
He actually had.
Yeah.
So he had. So
Shells.
we had a private, like the little workout the week before the draft, and they all come in, and it was me and one of my other teammates, Miles Frazier, and we get there an hour early, and set up a bunch of pads for him and all the O-line coaches to use. And here he comes. I'm looking through the indoor down the hallway, and he's walking in, and he brought his own pad. And I was like, all right, so I guess we don't need any of that. And he took every single rep, I think, in that whole entire hour and a half workout. We had his shirt ripped. He had to go get newer clothes for equipment. But, yeah, I might have got the best of them on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you hear that story, what do you think, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, immediately I go back to the fact that we would get done with like a grueling, like, and again, I'm not trying to, degrade what you guys do today, but back in the day, like when we practiced, it was legit. Like it was full pads every day, uphill, no shoes, in the snow, like crazy. Vrabel would come back in and almost always go get on the treadmill and run like another 30 miles because he's like a freak of nature when it comes to energy and everything else. And here, and I'll have a theory on this one too. And I know you've seen him, like lightly clothed, right? Let's just say like cruise, not because it's weird. All right.
It's locker room.
It's just a locker room.
Yeah,
right.
Men.
So, and you've seen the amount of hair on that man, right? He's like a chinchilla.
A Chewbacca?
Yes. He's like fully to the point of, by the way, newsflash, one of the greatest outfits I've ever seen for Halloween, Vrabel did. And I'm going to tell you, hats off to him. He shaved his arms down like this. He then shaved around his neck and came down and then shaved a circle, and his belly button was the last one. He was wearing his own cardigan. And it was Unbelievable. Now, I know you just pictured that, right?
I did.
And you know how white you are when you have that much hair? It doesn't even matter if you've been outside all your life. It was the greatest contrast, but personal contrast that you could ever have. So I think all that hair, somehow people with a lot of hair tend to have a lot of energy. But you're telling me that when he was up against you, he was coming, like he was bringing it.
Yeah, I mean, we were going full speed. I mean, obviously, we didn't have helmets or anything on. But yeah, we were working backside cutoffs. And
did he stretch before?
no,
just
not
get right
really.
into
he
it?
kind of just walked
I think
in.
he's freaky like that.
He
don't
is,
do
man.
stretch.
He
You
just
got to
walked
give him credit to be able to do that for an hour straight, going against a young buck like you, who's
That's fucking
powerful, ready to go at all
No,
time.
yeah.
Vrabel's an absolute savage and beast for doing
like,
that, man.
and it's
That's different. He's different.
Will, could he still play
No
4
doubt.
plays? Do you think he got a play in him?
definitely.
I-
Matt, do you think he got a play in him?
I'm not saying he could get a sack in 4 plays, but he could definitely go out there.
He's going to hold
make
the
a
edge.
tackle or
Set the
two,
Like,
set
I mean,
the edge,
like
make
he's
the
at
running back go the other way.
every practice, every position's indie drill, doing the drills, holding the bags. I mean, during OTAs, he's out there after practice. We would condition, and he's running gassers with the skill guys. I'm like, this dude's a maniac.
And by the way, think about all the
Complete
injuries.
savage.
Like my one knee, you know, I complain about all this little stuff, you know, and that dude's never stopped.
No.
Like, not at all.
If you don't
Like
move
nothing
it, you
ever
lose it.
holds him back. Oh shit! I wish I had that stamina still. And like you played against some, well, because you played against him in practice all the time and being his teammate. Like, what kind of player was he? Obviously, at the linebacker position, you probably went 1-on-1 versus him a couple times and smacked each other at the line of scrimmage. Like, was he a fierce competitor? How strong was Vrabel?
Strengths.
in his prime?
Yeah, and I can go all the way back to my freshman year at Purdue, right? I was starting at tight end.
Tight end? You
Oddly
played
enough.
tight end in college?
Yeah, I looked.
You never told me this.
I was talking about your Rain
No,
Man
no
abilities
wonder why
before.
we're
the one stat that you just don't. Well, exactly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Like at no
The
point did
one
you
stat.
think athletic until right now. Now you're like, oh, maybe there's an athlete hiding in there.
How many catches did you have?
One.
Really?
They threw the ball to me once.
How many yards?
100%. 19 yards and a first down. Ran over Charles Woodson,
Oh.
Michigan, 1996. Listen, I'm not saying that I remember all the details, but
It was
kind of a big deal.
19.4 yards.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I can tell you, I remember playing against him when he was at Ohio State, and he had, you know, Finkus and Vrabel. I mean, they had such a great defensive line back then, and they had an edge. So the same way that I got to know him as a teammate, you know, that preceded him all the way back to the college days at Ohio State, where those guys went hard, man. They had fun. They got after it, but when they were on the field, man, it was everything. And I think that kind of defines that era, right? A lot of the guys that we played with, man, back in the day, they had the ability to have a great time off the field. But when we were on the field, man, it was nothing but doing everything we could do to be the best team we could be. And that's a rare, like now I think guys have a hard time. I've seen guys go over the edge, party way too much, have way too much fun, right? We've all seen that.
You're
all done that
you're
a little.
looking at
And we've
some
all
guys.
been there.
Yeah,
We've all been there.
We've
You
all
got to
been there.
learn from that situation, though, when that happens. Like, oh, shit, I partied too hard. Maybe I got to take off. You know, the next time, maybe just go to bed. But, yeah, I've been there before. But it's a great balance when you know how to party with your teammates and then go back out on the football field and just absolute dominate together. It brings
is,
you.
man.
It brings you that like energy, like, okay, we're friends off the field, we bond off the field, we're gonna kick some ass now on the field as well. So
And I think Vrabel was like one of the kingpins of that, right? Like that dude knew how to have a good time. He was always busting people's chops. He was always pissing off Tommy in practice, right? Like, I mean, but it was good. It wasn't like I'm just pissing him off to piss him off. It was like I'm going to get under his skin and I'm going to try to rattle him a little bit in practice on a regular. Like he was that guy. But I think, you know, the tools that he brought, you know, he was a smart football player. So he's going to be in the right position. He's going to make the right, you know, reads, and he's going to react, you know, appropriately. And he had enough of that, you know, I want to bury you in the dirt mentality that he's going to get under your skin, man. And that was his thing.
Now, Do you see does Coach try to play those mental games with guys in practice or on the field to try to prepare them for a really freaking crazy situation or some absurd, like get under this guy's skin, try to get him all hot and heavy? Like having a coach like that, has he tried that with you guys at all?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely will push your buttons just to kind of see how you react. I mean, like he's not, I think, you can talk crap to him and he's not going to just be quiet. He's going to come back at you. He always talks about it. He loves to talk shit more than anybody, and he'll do it with anybody. So it's cool to have for sure.
Now,
That's why Light's still scared of him.
Hey, by the way,
that was an evil laugh, by the way.
He was the
that
best.
was an evil laugh.
All right, he's like you've been seeing over training camp. Like he's getting in the trenches. He's breaking up fights. How does that set the tone for like you players? Like, do you guys think it's more beneficial he's doing that because he's getting in the mix, or is it like, Coach, come on, we got this. Like we can break up the fight. We're fighting. We're gonna handle this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool because most guys would just stand there.
Yeah.
We obviously probably don't need help. And we were I was messing with him and he was messing with me about it. The one in Washington, we were arguing who got to the pile first. And I was like, the reason your face is scratched is because my face mask, you jumped on me. But no, it's been cool. But yeah, he understands how important the trenches are. And I think, that's something that he really emphasizes. And like I said, that's where the game is won up there.
Yeah, must be pretty cool too as well to know that you have a head coach that can probably whoop all 31 other NFL head coaches' asses. Besides, there's Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions. I think that would be an absolute battle.
Like who would give him?
Yeah.
Like who would give Vrabel, some struggles in a fight? 30. I know you don't watch the league that much.
I don't, but I think you're going to have to look at some of these assistant coaches too, because like the head coach is okay. Yeah, I would go out on a limb and say that he's going to whoop up on all the head coaches.
Even
Dan Campbell?
Dan Campbell?
I think so. Yeah, I mean Vrabel isn't going to fight fair. By the way,
He's got
Like, he's gonna
loose
have
screw.
something.
He's got the loose screw.
Yeah.
It's going.
And Dan Campbell has the juice, but he doesn't have the stamina like Vrabel.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Guy drinks like 800 milligrams.
Again, like
of
how much
caffeine a
hair
day.
does he have on his body? Probably not much.
and speaking,
Campbell,
and speaking of Dan Campbell, related to you at all, Will?
No, he is not.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, though, Light?
Yeah, no, I think some of these. Yeah, look, I think Braves is. I think he would hold his own anywhere, and I think it would be a lot of fun. I just want to know like what's going to happen when it's like when something like that happens in a real situation. You think he's still going to go out there? I mean, that's the question I have. In a real game, if we do have like a serious brawl that breaks out.
No shot.
Is he throwing the head sets off?
No
Throwing it out
shot,
there?
because that would be kind of stupid. Because I'm pretty sure that's
Penalty.
Yeah, a penalty,
that's a
15-yard penalty.
He's
So
a
that's
smart
just
guy.
hurting. That's
Smart
hurting the
guy.
team there.
And
he's
finable?
not going to do that. No,
No,
that don't
not
make
gonna happen.
sense.
Training camp's different.
Practice?
Practice is different.